If you like this edition and you want to know more about the topic and understand it in detail, head on to pallavisegel.com to see the full video on the topic. In our previous valuation episode, we had established that valuations are driven by investor sentiment, your story strength, and the supply and demand dynamics. We have covered the framework of raising in 18 to 24 months, offering 15 to 25% of equity, and choosing a valuation that you can grow into. Today, we are going a step further. Because once you understand the basic valuation dynamics, the real challenge becomes how do you strategically optimize valuations across multiple rounds, navigate the complex scenarios, and use valuation as a competitive weapon. So let's get started. We'll start with the advanced valuation methodologies. The basic valuation relies on investor sentiment and comparable deals. The advanced valuation strategy employs sophisticated methodologies to support and optimize your pricing narrative. The multi-method valuation framework. First and foremost, the revenue multiple analysis. Research 20 plus comparable companies in your space and stage. When you're talking about the current public market multiples, take a 5 to 15x multiple for the SaaS companies and a 2 to 8x multiple for marketplace-based companies. When you're talking about the private markets, discount 30 to 50% below the public comparables. And make sure that you're using forward revenue multiples, not trailing ones. And then we come to the cohort-based unit economics valuation. When you're doing this, calculate the enterprise value based on customer cohort preference, using the customer LTV into the total customers and the growth multiple. For example, 1,000 customers into 5,000 of LTV into 3x growth gives a 15 million valuation flow. This brings us to the market opportunity sizing, wherein you take your total addressable market capture percentage. In conservative terms, take a 0.1 to 1% of TAM. In aggressive terms, take a 2 to 5% of TAM. A strategic advantage out here, usually larger TAMs support higher valuation multiples. And then we have the discounted cash flow for later stages. Now, 5-year cash flow projection with a terminal value. Discount rate can be 15 to 25% for early stage and 10 to 15% for the growth stage. A pro tip out here is to use multiple scenarios with probability weighting. And then you have the valuation bridge analysis, wherein you start with revenue multiple baseline and then add or subtract the premiums. As an example, you can have a base SaaS multiple of 8x revenue. Then you can have 2x for superior retention matrix, a 1x for international expansion, or a minus 1x for competitive market position. And this would bring your final justified multiple to around 10x of revenue. Next, let's discuss the strategic valuation positioning and narrative integration. Now, basic founders accept market valuations, but advanced founders strategically position their companies to command premium valuations through narrative and positioning. When we are talking about the valuation premium framework, there are a couple of things that you need to consider. First and foremost, the category creation premium, which is a 30 to 50% premium. The next is the technology defensibility premium, which is a 20 to 40% premium. And then you have the market timing premium, which is a 25% to 50% premium, wherein you have regulatory changes, technological shifts, and behavioral changes that work in your favor. The advanced strategy out here is to use the valuation stacking approach to layer multiple premiums for compound effect. For example, if you are a fintech company, you have a base fintech valuation of 20 million. Add the category creation premium of 40%, which takes your valuation to 28 million. This brings us to the multi-round dilution optimization and long-term planning. Now, basic valuation thinking focuses on the current round, but the advanced strategy optimizes valuation decisions across multiple rounds to maximize the long-term founder value. Herein, you have the dilution cascade model, wherein you map the founder ownership across 5 plus funding scenarios. You can start with the current as being a 60% founder ownership. At seed, you have a 15% dilution, which takes you to 51% founder ownership. At Series A, you have another 20% dilution, which takes your founder ownership to 41%. At Series B, gives you another 15% dilution, which takes your founder ownership to 35%. Then you have your strategic round sizing, wherein you have smaller rounds and higher frequency, and you maintain more control and prove your milestones. Or you have larger rounds and lower frequency, where you accept more dilution for growth acceleration. Or you can have a hybrid approach wherein you size your rounds based on the milestone achievement. Navigating the complex valuation scenarios. Now, advanced founders must navigate the challenging scenarios that basic valuation frameworks do not address. For example, you have your down-round management. You need to be proactive in terms of planning the model scenarios within growth slows. You also have your anti-dilution protection that you need to understand how the existing investors can be protected. And then you have your industry cycle timing, where in terms of a bull market strategy, you can maximize your valuation during peak enthusiasm. When you are encountering a bear market, you can have a bear market strategy and focus on terms over valuations and preserve your runway. Let's also talk about the advanced negotiation tactics and term optimization. So when you're talking about the basic valuation, it focuses on the headline number. But when you're talking about the advanced strategy, it optimizes for the entire deal structure for maximum founder value. Let's look at this holistic deal optimization framework. Now there is valuation versus the terms trade-off. You can accept a lower valuation for better terms, or you can accept a higher valuation with investor-friendly terms. And finally, let's wrap up with the exit optimized valuation strategy. When you're talking about advanced valuation, it considers how current decisions will be affecting exit outcomes and founder value maximization. There is an exit optimization framework that we wanted to take you through. First and foremost, the exit multiple preparation. In terms of the strategic acquirer targeting position for companies that pay premium multiples. When you're talking about the financial buyer optimization, build predictable cash flows for PE interest. In closing, we can say that when you master advanced valuation strategy, you are not just accepting market prices. You're strategically positioning your company to command premium valuations while optimizing for long-term founder value creation. We hope that you've enjoyed the preview edition of this topic. If you like this edition and you want to know more about the topic and understand it in detail, head on to PallaviSehgal.com to see the full video on the topic.